Hello, my friends. We are coming to the end of yet another year, and we're about to embark on a completely new year. And there's so much that I want for you in this new year. Really want you to feel good about yourself, have a sense of balance, have a renewed sense of meaning and purpose. I want for you to be healthy and happy and live in a way that really feels right and vital, full of life in this new year. And that can feel kind of scary. It can feel really impossible almost. How can I possibly have all the good that I want in my life? How can I make the changes that I want to make in my life? But if there's one thing that I know from myself and from the hundreds of physician colleagues that I've coached, is that change is possible. Change is possible. I know that from my own life. I've shared my own childhood trauma. I came from a really messy house. I don't think I was destined to be happy and healthy psychologically. And yet I have effected that change, and it's taken a lot of growth, a lot of healing. And so I know that that's possible. Now, what I want to talk about today is how we often go about that type of change, especially when we're facing a new year, right? You may be already thinking about those resolutions that you want to make for the new year. I've done that many times, and if you're anything like me, and I think like many others, that whole thing about New Year's resolutions just doesn't really work all that well. You decide, well, this is the year. I'm going to lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever it is. This is the year I'm going to get fit. This is the year I'm going to eat healthily. This is the year, whatever, right? And you start off with a bang. And again, if you're anything like me, February rolls around and you just haven't made those changes. And again, I know for myself, I've sunk low when that's happened. I've really just gone into a kind of a shame spiral. And I don't want that for you. So I'm going to talk about some things that you can do now as the new year approaches that may be a more sustainable way to affect change. So the first is to be kind to yourself and accept yourself for the wonderful person you are, with all kinds of strengths and all kinds of goodness. I talk about this in my 2020 book, Everyday Resilience, that each of us, each of you, has a well of resilience within you, a well of wonderful resources, fortitude, courage, goodness, the ability to be of service to others. You have that within you. And going into the new year, probably the most important thing is to be kind to yourself. Carl Jung instructed us that what we resist persists. And when we resist ourselves, when we tell ourselves that there's something flawed or wrong about ourselves, frankly, it becomes harder for us to change. I've seen that again in myself and in others. So that's the first thing, is be kind to yourself. Think about this potentially as a year to be kind to yourself. Going into this year, leaning into your many strengths, all of your wonderful qualities, reminding yourself of those when that inner bully is present and telling you something very different. So that's the first thing. The second is to shed the idea of resolutions. Again, if they've worked for you in the past, that's great. But if they haven't, think instead about setting intentions, daily intentions, a course, a direction that you want to go in. Yes, I want to eat more healthily in this next year. So today, I'm going to really focus on my eating choices. Yes, I want to exercise more. So today, I'm just going to try to exercise, even if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes. And if you don't reach kind of that goal for the day, an intention is something you can start again the next day. You can begin anew again, as opposed to this kind of be all and end all of a New Year's resolution, which is really kind of black and white, success or failure. I think Daily Intentions is a little more growth oriented. It's a little more self-acceptance oriented. So you can set a daily intention. I want to be nicer to my kids. I want to get along better with my coworkers, whether I'm, in healthcare or wherever I am. That's a daily intention that you can set for yourself. It's a little bit of a North Star that you can point yourself towards. So that's another strategy. And a third that I think is really important is to step away from shoulds and step into what it is that you want for yourself. All those shoulds, particularly as a woman, all those shoulds, I should lose that weight. I should dress better, I should, all those shoulds, and you can fill in the blank for yours. Try to focus on what it is that you want, what you're going to feel really proud about. It might be the same as some of those shoulds, but it might not be. And I think it's a lot more motivating to focus on what it is that you want rather than this kind of oppressive thing, I should do this or that. So that's another strategy, but really the whole goal here is start again. Don't be afraid. If you don't achieve what it is that you want, either in a daily intention or if you go the New Year's resolution route, allow yourself to start again. We call that in mindfulness beginner's mind. Beginner's mind. It's okay to start again. And I think that can help you improve the quality of your life, of your career, as you move into this new year. So those are some tips. Be kind to yourself. Step aside from resolutions if you're like me and they haven't worked for you in the past. Step into something like a daily intention. And really focus on what you want and how you want to be feeling as opposed to what you think you should be doing. I hope these tips can be helpful to you. I want so much for you in this new year. I want so much goodness for you. And I know it's possible for you to have it. So, wishing you a new year that brings you much goodness and many, many moments of calm.